On the scene, on the story, with breaking news. News on 6 starts now.
First at 10, we have breaking news for you. This is a live video from Cherry Street where police are on the scene of an armed robbery. Police say 2 men with sawed-off shotguns robbed a waitress from Mi Casina. We are working together. More details on what happened there. You can always download our app or go over to newson6.com for the latest information in our breaking news. And a group of thieves leave behind a big mess and identifying evidence at a Tulsa County home. The homeowner believes the thieves were stuck in the mud for several hours. Neighbors say they even called for help, and a second truck got stuck too. News on 6's Katira Winfrey is on the story tonight with a warning.
Tulsa police is working the case. The homeowner is hoping some of the items the thieves left behind will help police track them down. If not, at least they hope to make sure other people stay on guard.
So they were stuck here for a couple hours.
Thieves left a deep mark in this homeowner's yard. In the process, they took something, his sense of security and his flatbed trailer.
You know, it's a $1,700 trailer. I think the guys, you know, they certainly don't mind dying for $1,700. I think it's pretty stupid.
The homeowner, we'll call him Sean, doesn't want to show his face because if the thieves are watching, he doesn't want them to know what he looks like, but he wants the public to know the suspects are out there.
Lose that sense of complacency. None of us are exempt.
Sean not only found his yard trashed, his trailer missing, he found this discarded furniture. The homeowner says he did file a police report, but neighbors reported seeing a green extended cab truck along with an old faded gray truck speed out of here. After putting everything together, he believes one truck got stuck, the suspects called for help, another truck came, and that one got stuck too. Sean thinks ditching all of this helped them finally get out of the mud 2.5 hours later.
Once they got unstuck, they took enough time to steal the trailer, which they put a chain on it and dragged it away from the tree backwards and then hooked onto it. They even took the time to take the water hose off over here and wash their hands before they left.
On top of the theft, Sean says the crooks cut his phone lines in an attempt to disarm his home alarm. But something spooked them and they left. He said this was eye-opening and getting away won't be so easy next time. He said in cases like this, it's important to be a good neighbor and look out for each other and call police if you see anything suspicious. Katira Winfrey, News on 6.
And new information at 10 on a fatal wreck on Avery Drive near Chandler Park. OHP troopers say 18-year-old Kobe Tyner died after hitting a car head-on while on his motorcycle.
We're always curious if it's speed, but terrain obviously plays a big factor on a roadway like this with curves and turns. So, like I said, this is preliminary, so until we know more information.
Troopers say Tyner crossed the center line and hit the oncoming car. 2 people in that car were taken to the hospital to be checked out. According to the OHP, the driver of the car will not be cited. An Oklahoma trooper is urging drivers to pay attention out on the road. Trooper Dwight Durant posted this video on Facebook today. You can see an SUV swerving and coming really close to hitting a tanker stopped on the side of the road by a trooper. It happened on I-35 in Ardmore, that's in Carter County. Durant is advising drivers to slow down and stop any distractions in the car.
Well, we're closing out a beautiful weekend here in Green Country. Temperatures today on the rise into the 80s. Looking out in downtown Tulsa, it's a pretty nice scene out there. Clear skies, and it comes with dry conditions over our area. Viper 3D, though, is going to show a few storms out to the west of Tulsa at this time. These are not going to make it here, but it is a precursor to a pretty active storm pattern that is coming back to our area. But in the meantime, it has been a nice day. Highs in the 80s across areas of eastern Oklahoma today. We had highs around 84 in Tulsa, 82. Eufaula up towards Muskogee, 81 in Tahlequah. This evening, it's been a steady drop in those readings. Still nice and mild around the immediate city of Tulsa, but cooling off in places like Pryor down to 64. Fierce Sky took 72, 74 in Jinx, 73 Broken Arrow, and 70 on the dot in Bixby. Now coming up, we'll talk about even greater warmth that builds over the next few days. It gives way to a stormy pattern and a lot of heavy rainfall to go with that. I'll detail that and the severe weather threat coming up in a bit. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Mike. Right now, an Oklahoma couple is near the North Korean border on vacation. Just this morning, the country launched another test missile before most Americans even woke up. News on 6's Amy Slanchuk spoke with the couple through FaceTime to get their reaction today. She's on the story tonight.
Larry and Lana Hurt are on an adventure. It's really been awesome. We love Korea.
The couple from Concord are traveling experts, trying new food, sightseeing, and up for anything.
We just go with the flow. So we went to Japan for a week, and then this flight came up to Korea, and I've always wanted to go to Seoul, and so we came over here for a week.
A few days into their trip, North Korea launched its latest test missile.
It's kind of spooky being here this close, and it was on all the news stations.
But it didn't interrupt their vacation. When they're not roaming the streets of Seoul and watching baseball games, the Gulf War veteran and his wife are staying at a U.S. military base.
To be this close to where all the action is going on, it's it's pretty exciting, but we feel very safe. We're surrounded totally by U.S. service personnel, and we're probably safer than a lot of people are back in Oklahoma.
Although they did inch their way right up to the North Korean border at the demilitarized zone.
They warn you things you shouldn't do as far as making eye contact with the North Korean soldiers, any kind of gestures or anything like that. And it's a pretty dangerous place to be because of all the landmines and stuff at the DMZ.
Back in Seoul, anything but danger was found along this fence full of love. It's where they put their own heart as world travelers on a dime. Amy Slanchik, News on 6.
Senator Chuck Schumer is raising the possibility that Democrats may try to stall the president's FBI nominee until his administration agrees to have a special prosecutor investigate Russia's meddling in the 2016 election and possible ties to the Trump campaign. The president hopes to announce his nominee by Friday. Nearly a dozen lawmakers, attorneys, and law enforcement officials interviewed this weekend for that position. Some lawmakers are criticizing the President Trump for Comey's abrupt dismissal.
The president needs to back off here and let the investigation go forward.
If Democrats try to stall the nomination, they will need Republican help. It takes 51 votes for confirmation, and Republicans now hold 52 seats. And in the day ahead, Tulsa area law enforcement agencies are asking officers and deputies from across Oklahoma to meet at Tulsa's Creek Nation Council Oak Park on Monday night at 6 o'clock. They'll hold a candlelight memorial service for the 3 Oklahoma officers who died this year.
We had 3 officers that lost their lives, and we think it's very, very important that we do not forget that.
The 3 officers being honored are Tecumseh Officer Justin Turney, Logan County Deputy David Wade, and Craig County Deputy Sean Cookson. And testimony continues tomorrow in Officer Betty Shelby's manslaughter trial. The defense is expected to call more witnesses to testify before the prosecution rested its case on Friday. Witnesses who saw Terrence Crutcher before he was shot and killed testified he was acting strangely. Shelby's attorneys also called up deputies who used to work with Shelby. You can keep up with the latest developments on our free mobile news app and newson6.com. A community comes together to help find a missing 4-legged family member.
We are offering a $1,000 reward if somebody can find him, bring him back to us.
How the dog escaped while the family was out of the country.